Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Casket King here, back at again with another Casket King Crew podcast. And I'm here with the historian.
Yo, what up,
And I'm
everybody?
also here with Jeff, who's currently getting chips.
Now I'm back. Yo, what up, everybody?
It's Jeff!
What are you drinking, casket?
I'm drinking a Monster on ice in a Zaxby's cup.
Oh my god, that's huge.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, a monster on ice?
Yeah.
You just get from like the fountain?
Oh,
Absolute
no.
on ice.
No. I went to Zaxby's and I got water. And I had a bunch of ice left over, so I just dunked my Monster in here.
Oh, gotcha.
What's
so nice and
Zaxby's?
cold. It's like a
I
chicken
assume it's a gas
place.
station. Oh, it's a
It's gotta be a
chicken.
southern thing.
Yeah.
Like I've heard the name before, but I don't know what it is.
Yo,
How do they
shout
rank
out to
with
Zoomiplex, our first commenter. I got my first 86 at the bar last night. Damn.
That's no bueno. How does Zaxby's rate with, let's say, Chick-fil-A and KFC?
I would say if Chick-fil-A is number one and KFC is number two, Zaxby's would be like a 2.5.
So you think Zaxby's better than KFC? Why not just rank them 1 to 3? Why did you rank 1, 2.5, and oh? Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say it's higher? It's say this again. I'm sorry. I'm so ridiculous here, but
Oh, okay,
are you
if Chick-fil-A is number one
right? Which it should
and
be.
and a KFC is a 2,
Okay.
a Zaxby's
So Zaxby's is
would
lowest.
be like a 2.5. It wouldn't exactly
So
be a
Zaxby,
3, but it would be like a 2.5. It'd be somewhere in the middle.
what's 3?
I don't know, like Popeyes or something.
Yeah, that's true. Popeyes does suck.
I always go to Popeyes over KFC because at least where I am, KFC is
No.
more expensive. I know KFC is probably better. I just think isn't it usually a little bit more expensive?
I don't know about the price, but every time I have KFC, I always feel like I'm gonna go to the fucking hospital because of all the salt.
I agree with you. Okay.
That's why I stopped eating
like
this stuff.
I like KFC, but that's the one restaurant where you after you go to it, it's tastes the way you're eating it, but then you're like, what the fuck did I just do to my body
I
when you eat
know.
KFC?
It's a lot of sodium. I still have
And
to try my
Chick-fil-
first Chick-fil-A.
Oh, you've never had Chick-fil-A?
No, well, we haven't had it for like there. It's a recent thing here. So, in my main city, there's 3, and they're all fairly new. And there were even protests
That's
trying to
insane.
get rid of the place. But I know in
Why?
America
Because
they're
of
all over.
religious reasons?
Yeah, because the CEO had donated to some charity. And the
Right.
charity had blah blah
Oh
blah.
yeah, that's true. That's old. I thought it might just be because they were, so heartily Christian, but yeah, that's entailed. I don't know. Chick-fil-A, it does have its ideological problems, but my God, a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, there's nothing in the fast food industry that compares.
I
Am I
Kind of funny
right,
that
Kat?
like Chick-fil-A is the only fast food place that we associate with an ideology.
What a great observation. I mean, yeah, ideology is built into everything. Remember in Slavoj Zizek's Pervert's Guide to Cinema? What's the movie he's looking
No,
at? I actually haven't seen the movie, but he
wait,
puts
isn't
on
it
the
called?
glasses.
I thought it's called A Pervert's Guide to Ideology or something. Or is it
No,
cinema?
I think it's a Pervert Guide to Cinema. I could
Okay.
be wrong there. But yeah, the one, and I haven't seen it, I'm so sorry. It's in a John Carpenter movie, but the one guy puts on the
Oh,
glasses,
yes,
and
yes.
it's like,
They
these are
live.
idea.
Not like they live. Hold on.
And he's like, these are ideology glasses.
Yeah, they
And
live.
it's like the best part, in my opinion, of that movie, of Zizek's movie, and not the movie itself. Because I haven't seen it, but I should.
He really goes crazy though, and like deconstructs certain movies. Like the Titanic one is ridiculous. Like it's fun to entertain, but it's so like off of what the director's actual
It's a
intentions were.
it is a long. Yeah, I know, and scholarship can do that. It's so long too. Doesn't he have even like? Maybe I'm totally wrong. Oh no, it's called like The Perverse Guide to Cinema Part 1, 2, and 3. I think he does. I could be totally wrong, but it is. It's extremely long, and it is this weird thing of just the wheels are kind of, yeah, I don't know. I generally like Zizek, although he's Zizek, but
I mean,
certainly,
he's
I
a
mean,
funny guy.
that,
Look at
yeah,
him.
he is, yeah. And that movie is cool.
Sometimes I do think he just kind of enjoys being contrarian. Like it's just a
Yeah,
little bit fun to him.
like, have you seen the video of, like the reporter goes into his house and says, "Why do you have a Stalin portrait?" And he's like, "I just have that because I'd like to." Exactly there. I just kind of like to be contrarian. I like people to come in and say, "Why do you have a Stalin portrait?" Which he
Yeah,
obviously isn't a Stalinist, but
he likes to do a little trolling.
yeah. I can't. I am always so shocked how old he is because in his own ways he seems so young. But then you look him up and
Yeah.
he's almost 80 at this point or something. But yeah, I don't know. That was the Zizek portion of the show.
I
Yo, Blump.
Oh,
Blum.
Blump joined.
Welcome to the
Wagwan,
podcast, my dude.
Wagwan.
Wagwan.
How we doing?
Uh,
Pretty
good and
good.
not so good. I'm gonna throw out my stick right now. Casket needs a new bathroom floor. I kind of fell through the bathroom floor a little bit.
Oh,
so,
this is a whole new goal.
if you
Uh-oh.
could donate, that'd be great. If not, that's cool too. Um,
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying the podcast.
Does this mean the floor goes before the water heater?
Yeah, the floor is a little
Yeah.
bit more important than the water heater.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, like you got to make that floor a #1 priority.
Yeah.
Why? Where did this goal come from? Do you have somebody look at it, or is this just spitballing?
Well, we're spitballing, but we're figuring it's going to cost about this much to get it fixed. I can't imagine
I
it
don't have the
costing
YouTube thing pulled
anymore.
up. Well, that's weird. So you did the floor, you redid the flooring, but it was for every spot
They
except
did everything
bathroom.
but the bathroom.
Did you
Casket
not,
has.
as it was being done, did you not like make a comment on that, or
We did. They just kind of ignored it.
really?
But you've shown me in videos before, Casket, that the floor in your room is a different floor than like I don't know what comes directly after it, kind of that little hallway. I assume it's a kitchen, but it's a totally different floor. So did they replace the whole floor besides the bathroom, or just like your room?
They replaced everything but the bathroom.
Why is your room's flooring so much different than like the adjacent flooring?
It's really not. It's just the whole thing's wood. Everything, even in the living room.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't want you to show it, but yeah, it's just yeah, I've seen it before and I thought it was, but that's my
You
fault.
might have seen like before we had the floor done. That's what you might be thinking of.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, I might.
Because I did take a couple of photos before they did the floor.
Yeah, we've got Zoomiplex in the chat says you ever had Church's chicken? I think it's just too greasy.
I guess I agree.
Have you had? What's Church's? How does it rank in terms of the major fast food chicken restaurants?
It's like
Casket?
I don't know. I'd rank it like a 5.
Oh, is it the worst then?
I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it's not the highest.
What's the worst?
Gosh. I can't really think of it right now.
It might be Church's. That's the lowest you rate it.
Might be McDonald's.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, but if we're
know.
just going by the chicken sandwich,
If we're just going by the chicken sandwich, that's one thing. But what if we're just going by the major chicken chains? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Certainly, but maybe I'm biased because I don't know what's in every region. But KFC to me is in terms. I assume that's everywhere. I assume everyone has KFC, and then Chick-fil-A, and those are the two ones that I really see as the major chains. And Chick-fil-A is just it's so far out of KFC's league, in my opinion. Even though I like KFC, but man, Chick-fil-A is even it's so far out of most fast food restaurants.
There's a spot
Quality.
called Raising Cane's that's supposed to be good.
Ooh, I've had Raising Cane's before. That's interesting. I didn't know if that was. Have you had that before, Blow?
No, they just opened up a spot kind of near me. I think within the past year or so. But no, I haven't been yet. I gotta check it out.
I think Chick-fil-A is better than Raising Cane's for sure. I think Raising Cane's gets a lot of hype that it doesn't really deserve.
Yeah, that's word.
It might. I don't know. It's totally subjective. In my opinion, though, like I've had Raising Cane's and it's good, but I don't know. They give you this piece of bread that people go wild about the bread, and it's like that bread is not that good at all. I don't know why people act like that's this huge thing that's going to get you in the door.
all right.
But I don't
Well,
know.
I need a sample of this bread. If anyone's gonna be judging it, it's gonna be me.
That's true. It's
I'm
like a
always
little
surprised by
bun.
how like regional franchises, fast food franchises are in the States. Like if you're from the South, you
Wow.
know places that like nobody else does. I just figured
I've
they'd be
I've
like
only had
spread out
Popeyes once. Yeah.
throughout the States.
Popeyes is all right. I've only had it a couple times though, and it was when the chicken sandwich came out.
Oh, I only had it once, and I thought it sucked. But that can
Yeah.
also be the restaurant itself, and it's just difficult. But to me, it was not good in my experience.
True. Yeah, it could be. I think it's hit or miss type shit, but
What's the worst fast food restaurant in all of our opinions?
Steak and
Like the
shake.
major chain. Of course, you'd say that, Casket.
What's
Wait, what
Casper,
did you
what's
say?
your pick?
My pick is Steak and Shake. It's one of the worst restaurants I've ever fucking been to.
It sucks. I agree.
I've actually never been there.
Be glad you haven't.
Not miss. Yeah.
Is that really a fast food though? It's tough.
They have a
I
drive.
I don't know.
They have a drive-through, so yeah.
Oh, they have a drive that is. I don't know. I've never been there. I always think it sounds like a tiny bit bigger than food.
The worst I would say is McDonald's, but the problem is I keep going there.
No, Burger King. Burger King's got to be the worst.
I
Yeah.
Burger King is bad.
agree. Sick. It's Burger King.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
it's
shit's
basic
the best.
for sure.
Well, like the quality control just went down, and like you barely even see any open stores now. Like I don't know. Burger King,
Dude, I went into like my closest Burger King when that Adams Family thing was not Adams Family. Maybe it was. It was like the Morticia shake that was like a purple milkshake.
Yeah, that was.
Went in there. I was the
yeah.
only person there. Was it Adams Family?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that sucked, man.
Wow, was it trying to be the McDonald's what's Grimace shake?
Well, they were both
Was it-
purple. Maybe.
Was it a response to that though?
We don't even get the Grimace shake here.
Wow.
get the
Jimmy
Shamrock
Plex
shake.
says, "You guys get Jack in the Box at all?" I can't remember the last time I saw Jack in the Box. I don't think we have it in my state.
yeah,
I've had
I think they do. I want to say Jack in the Box exists here, but they're
I've
not.
I've had Jack in the Box before in California.
I have not
and
had Jack in the Box in 30 years.
I've not- or like Long John Silver's. I never had Long
Ah.
John
I've had Long John Silver's, and yeah, that's an obscure one that you're not missing out. But Jack in the Box, I actually like. It's just weird. They're like their tacos are. I'm particular when I would go to it, I would get their tacos, and they're just so different, but they're good. It's just so strange. I can't think of another fast food restaurant where you can buy a burger and a taco at the same place.
That's odd. I
It
typically
is
don't
very
trust.
odd.
I don't trust.
They're really weird. They like deep fry their tacos, literally. They like I don't know how they make them, but they deep fry them at some point, and they're not bad.
Taco.
You have to buy them in twos, if I remember correctly. Like you can't just buy one taco. You got to buy 2 or 4.
Oh come on, who
or
just buys
6.
one taco?
Yeah, but maybe you want to just buy, let's say, 3 tacos. No, you got to buy 4. It's it's a little different, but they're not bad in my opinion.
When's the last time everybody went to a what's it called? Cracker Barrel.
Oh,
Never
God.
been.
When you visited me like 12 years ago.
Is that because I forced you to go?
Well, not forced. I mean, it was all right. I just like never thought to go. You know.
And we never thought about it again.
I haven't been in about a month and a half.
Well, that's not that long ago. That's really recent.
Look, it's the only place I can find Pokemon cards now, okay? Walmart is always sold out.
Dates? What?
Yeah, Cracker Barrel sells Pokemon cards.
That's crazy.
Do you actually like wander through the gift shop and look at everything?
Oh yeah, especially if it's like Halloween, because sometimes they have some really interesting shit.
Like what?
Like they always have like albums and like knickknacks, and sometimes I'll go through like the toy section and they'll have these like little mini arcades with like 500 games built in.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
way back in the day.
They had like AliExpress.
They had books on cassette at the gift shop, so you would rent it, and then when you're done with it, you just like dropped it off at any.
You would rent something from a Cracker Barrel? What?
You could rent it. Yeah, this is going way back when everybody had cassette players in their car.
Man, that's insane.
Because my family would drive down to Florida. It was like a 2-day drive, so we'd rent a book on cassette, listen to it. Then when we got down to Florida, we'd find the Cracker Barrel and drop it off. It was fun.
That's insane.
I have an idea. What if we all got tattoos of our Discord icons?
It's a bad idea.
Not happening.
You're only saying that is because your icon is a creepy old woman.
Come on, my icon's the coolest.
Casket's the only person who would plausibly get a tattoo. I could see him getting one.
Isn't this your like persona, Casket?
Yeah.
Well, I could tell you have your pen back from these coughs.
Would your mom get mad if you got a tattoo?
No.
What if you said, "Mom, I got a tattoo and it costs $200"?
I mean, if I want to get a tattoo, that's fine, but I don't think she'd ever get one.
Oh yeah, I doubt I'd ever get a tattoo.
Casket, what if you got a satanic tattoo? Or
the thing is, I have this idea for a tattoo for my left hand. It's like it wraps around my wrist and it goes like down my forearm. And it's like a Luciferian like rosary.
Wow.
That's ambitious for your first tattoo.
Does it have beads?
Yeah, it would have like beads
smaller.
and little charms and stuff.
Why don't
Do you ever pray that? Do you ever pray that rosary?
No.
Well, then why would you get it?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. That's just what calls to me.
Funsies.
Yeah. Well, what if you've had the
Well,
tattoo for
you
2 years and then
casket.
suddenly it's not calling to you anymore and you hate it?
No, because the
Right.
thing is, if I get the tattoo, then I wouldn't have to wear the necklace anymore because then I would always have that reminder like on my arm forever.
You told me before though that if you got a tattoo, you would get this one tattoo, and that was not the tattoo you said at all.
Yeah, I might have been really high when I told you that.
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, the 6 angel wings on my back.
Yeah, that's the one
They're
you
all,
told me was like if you got a tattoo, you'd get that.
they're always the biggest tattoos, these ideas.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
don't you get like a little thing on your wrist? Watch, it has to go to have one of those Yakuza tattoos that like covers his
Yeah.
entire chest.
You the man, casket.
We should raise the money for me to go to Japan to get this tattoo.
You need a bathroom floor first.
Oh, fuck it. God, there's so many other things I want to be raising money for. The Switch 2. I want to put away $500 in case Death Clock ever does another American tour.
Those two things seem like don't worry
Tickets cost
about it.
$500.
No
For
way,
Death-
take it.
Look, if I'm going to go see
No
Death
way.
Clock, I want the most expensive ticket possible.
Uh,
I want to get backstage and fucking eye fondle my idol. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. I dig that. I can appreciate that for sure, man.
Yeah.
um.
I got to I got to my destination, so I'll log on later.
Okay.
All right, man.
Alright.
Peace.
Zoomiplex in the comments says, "I feel like Carl's Jr. isn't that good these days. It used to be better."
You know what? I agree.
I lump that. Although, yeah, it's just tough. But yeah,
You
I
know
kind of
who
agree.
doesn't have a half bad chicken sandwich now that I think about it?
Who?
Checkers.
Checkers. Another place I haven't been to.
Well, it might be called somewhere else where you're from, because I know it's got a second name, but I can never fucking remember it.
It's the second name. What's the one? I always get them confused between Shake Shack and Steak and Shake. What's the worst restaurant you've ever been to?
Steak and Shake?
Yeah, I will never remember that.
Rallies,
Zooming
that's
pla-
what it is.
Rallies. Wow.
What's
I
the
haven't
fast
ever
food
heard
place
of
where
that.
they like come out on roller skates and give you
Sonic.
your
Like
food?
Sonic.
Is that still a thing? That seems
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, there's one not too far from where I live.
Is it like 50s themed diner or something?
No, it's just you eat in your car and they come out on roller skates.
Oh, that is a 50s thing though, isn't it?
It is. It's like, I don't know if you, I assume you, I just don't know what you would have, Jeff, but Casket, have you ever had like A&W?
Oh, I know a restaurant that's half um, A&W and half Long John Silver's.
Yeah, Long John Silver's is always like half of a restaurant. But you do find it.
I just
It's
want to
so
I want to
funny.
give a shout out to Christian, uh, who said, "Damn, looking fat today. Thank you very much.
Oh, I gotta turn it on to all messages because I didn't even see that.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
Christian. Christian.
I had an idea for a game. I don't know how well it would work, but it's called Spot the Fake. I would give you 3 episodes from like a TV show, and one of them is a fake synopsis, and you have to guess which one it is.
You know what? I like that.
The problem is, I'm gonna type this into AI to give me like the 3 episodes. I have a feeling they're gonna make the fake one not so plausible.
Yeah, while you're doing this casket, I open up the chat and I see Michael Winslow.
Michael
I think
Winslow.
I think I'm on a big apology from you. for last week when we talked about Michael Winslow.
Casket
Do you
doesn't even
remember?
remember.
Do you remember that, Casket?
I vaguely remember the conversation.
Yeah, we don't need to rehash it then. I thought you'd.
Yeah, dude. Don't, whatever happened, don't even worry about it.
No, it's not. It's not an issue.
Oh.
I just thought it would be funny to bring up. You thought it was Carl Winslow, remember? And it was the guy from Police Academy.
No,
Who makes the
I said
noise.
Carl Winslow was the guy from Family Matters.
I know, Carl. But I had said, well, isn't Michael Winslow the guy from Police Academy? And you said no. And I looked him up to prove you wrong, and you said, "Oh, I thought Michael Winslow was the guy from Family Matters." And I said,
No, the thing
Carl
is,
Winslow.
I think I know why I got confused. I think the son in the show of the cop is actually named Michael Winslow.
No,
I'm
it's
looking
not
at.
named
Hold on, I'm looking
Michael,
it
is
up
it?
right now.
It's not Michael at all. I can't remember what his name is, but there's no way it's Michael. It's what is his name? I can't remember. I don't believe this. I used to love Family Matters. It's
Oh, it was Eddie. Never mind. I'm a
Eddie. Exactly. Eddie. Remember when he got in? Man, I haven't seen any of these episodes in 10 years. Didn't he get into like? He was at some place. Okay, I may be conflating two things, so I'm gonna just stick with this one. He's at like a party, and it's like getting bad, and then all of a sudden Carl comes in, and people are kind of like, let's say, bullying Eddie, but even worse, like he's in like very extreme bodily danger, and then Carl comes in, and they're like, "Who the f are you, old man?" And he says, "I'm a freaking Chicago police officer." And he shows his
I
badge.
don't remember this one.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I definitely remember. I mean, that's just a prototypical Family Matters where Carl comes in and saves the day after Eddie, you know, mucks it up in some ways. What do you think, Casket? Have you ever heard in the past that? Okay, who did Jaleel White Urkel? What character actor did he really not like and not mesh with on the set behind the scenes?
Oh, it was the mother of the show.
Exactly why? What was the
She got
drive?
angry because he became the star instead of her and the husband, like it was planned to be.
Right, it was a spin-off show. I can't remember what the original show was.
Yeah,
I
I
never
can't
saw
remember,
it, but it
but
was
she played. I know the lady played like an elevator operator. I know that was her role in the show.
Is that what she played? I didn't even know
She
that.
was like an elevator operator at a law firm or something.
But she was like, "This is supposed to be my show," and she was
Yeah,
so mean to Jaleel White.
and
And
he didn't
yeah,
deserve that. He didn't. He didn't plan to become a fucking overnight sensation.
well, if you watch those early episodes without Urkel, they suck. They're
I still like
so just.
them.
I think you would like them because you like the characters and you know them so much and you like the show. But if you've never seen Urkel before, and you only see those, what is it, like first 9 episodes or whatever it is, it's clearly missing something, and what it's missing is Urkel. And as much as it's just so laugh tracky,
I
I
really
mean,
don't
come
think it
on.
is missing something. I think it was a good show, and then they brought in a character that was like a one-time character, but everybody loved him, so they brought him back, and it still kind of worked. So
He's won't you admit he's the only reason it lasted?
you know what? I would admit that I imagine they would have gotten at least one season, maybe two, but he's definitely the reason why it went for as long as it did.
I wasn't around at that time, but I've heard that Urkel was like a phenomenon, and the whole show was like a phenomenon
Oh
surrounding
yeah,
Urkel.
oh yeah.
I've heard people say
I
that
mean,
they
he had
would
his
just
own
talk about
doll,
the
his own
show.
coloring book, his own playing
Right.
cards. He even had his
His
own
own
fucking
cereal.
cereal 3 different times.
that you own, Casket.
Yeah, I did own one of them at one time.
What do you think of Family Matters, Jeff?
I was aware of Urkel, but I actually wasn't really aware of the show at the time, so I never watched it. It
Man,
was
you
kind of
were not
well,
a. Yeah.
it was before my time because it started in '89. Like, I guess I
Yeah,
could have
but
watched the
dude,
latest
it was on
seasons.
rewind so hard. I mean, yeah, it was like
Yeah, I've seen every
I would
I
episode
don't
like five
accept I don't accept that
times.
excuse that you
I mean,
say it's
I would
before my
always watch
time.
like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I would watch
I
Full House.
agree.
I just never saw Family Matters
It's
on.
it's so weird that you didn't watch Family
Uh,
Matters. I thought Family Matters was the best of all those shows,
Jeff, at
but I
some
watched
point, me
those.
and you have got to watch a couple episodes of Family Matters just to see how you like it.
Cass is going to give you
I'm gonna pick out my
the most.
favorite episodes and we'll watch them.
I
I'm,
guarantee
I
one of
have a
them is
hard
going to be
time
the Urkel
believing.
doll.
I have a hard time believing it's better than Fresh Prince,
It
but
may
Oh, it
not.
is, in my opinion.
I think I wouldn't say it's better. I'd say it's on the same stage.
it seems like
Man,
it's maybe more heartfelt and emotional
Maybe.
than Fresh Prince.
it is a little less. Yeah, it is a little more family oriented than
Like it seems
Fresh
like it'd be
Prince.
less slapstick. Fresh Prince kind of leans into the slapstick a little bit.
I've seen. I watched all these shows, but Fresh Prince is the one that I haven't seen that in God so many years. But yeah, Fresh Prince is another classic example. In fact, I remember there was that Family Matters episode, but there's certainly a Fresh Prince episode where they get into some trouble, and then Phil walks in, and he's sort of like, "I'm a freaking judge" or something. And
Yeah. They get pulled over for driving while black, and then they get put to jail.
that's true, but I wasn't thinking of that one. I was thinking of like a party episode where it's like it's kids based, and then he comes in, and people are kind of bullying. Um, yeah, they're bullying the children. What's the Carlton? Carlton is what I'm trying to think
Carlton,
of. It.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
Carlton.
Republican.
Do you think he would be Republican? I would assume Carl would be a little.
No,
Carlton would
no.
be a
Okay,
little
to be
liberal.
fair, Donald Trump was on this show once.
He
No, they make
was.
specific references to Carlton being Republican on the show. He's the one who's
Really?
very fiscally conservative because he's like a preppy guy.
What? I don't remember when that was on, but was Carlton like a pro? Like, what would that
They
be?
would
Was he a
never, like,
Reaganite?
well, in the show, he never politically endorses a candidate.
Right.
It's just that like I know for sure that he's a square. Like he's a fiscal Republican kind of square. They patronize.
What would he be today? Who would Carlton be supporting today?
Mitt Romney. I don't know.
That would be very square. Yeah.
I love the episode when they have to go into the witness protection program, so they get
You there, Jeff?
Yeah, it's
some
cut
little
out.
hillbilly town, and like they're the only black people in the town.
It cut out
That's
for a
good.
second, but yeah, absolutely. I don't remember that one, but Casket I'm sure would. Do you remember that Casket?
I actually don't remember that episode. Funny enough.
I have to show you it sometime. It's so good.
Oh yeah. We'll have to
I
check it
want to.
out.
I'm gonna run you by this this game I just made up on the spot called, what are we gonna call it? Spot the fake.
Uh,
I had AI give me 3 episodes. One of them is fake. I want you to guess which one.
Okay,
it
I
is.
got an idea. What if we call it Mandela effect?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I'll just read the 3 titles and see if you can guess it just off the titles.
are you
So-
saying it like you tell the series and then you say the episode, or do we not even know the series?
No, I'm gonna give 3 episodes to the show, but the catch is
Okay.
one of the episodes is made up, so he has to guess which one is fake.
Oh,
So one episode is called The Break-In. The second episode is called The Big Prank War. And the third one is called Yes, Mikey, Sometimes There Is a Varmin.
What show is this
Just
for?
based off Recess.
Oh, Recess.
As soon as she said Mikey, that's what I was gonna guess too. It was so recess.
Just based off the titles, can you guess it, or do you want me to give you the synopsis for each?
Let me hear him again.
First episode is The Break-In. Second episode is The Big Prank War. Third episode is Yes, Mikey, Sometimes There Is a Varmin.
I'm gonna say Jeff did not create that last title. That's a
Yeah,
real title.
I don't think the third one is real.
No, I think the third one
is
is real. In my opinion.
Let me run you the synopsis for episode 3. Mikey claims to have seen a Varmin, a mythical playground creature nobody else believes in. To prove he's not crazy, Mikey sets out with Gus's help to capture evidence, leading them on a wild chase through the playground's lesser-known corners, while the rest of the gang tries to stop them before they embarrass themselves. You think that one's a fake?
Yeah, I think that one's the fake.
I think it's real.
I think I know my Recess.
Well, that's true. I don't know.
So according to AI, 3 is apparently a real episode.
Casket.
They're saying now, AI could have gotten this wrong, but it's telling me that the fake episode was 2, the Big Prank War. After Randall pushes things too far, TJ declares an all-out prank war between the main gang and the school snitch. The playground becomes a battlefield of whoopee cushions, hidden water balloons, and elaborate traps, escalating until Principal Prickly threatens permanent detention for everyone involved unless peace is restored. That sounds like a real episode, though, doesn't it?
Whatever. I know that's the trouble because I actually thought stupidly that you were creating this scam. But yeah.
Hold
no,
on.
I had AI.
Are you sure that's a real episode? I'm gonna. Hold on. I have. Yes, Mikey. The only one I have is Yes, Mikey. Santa does shave, part 1 and 2.
Okay, what's the title, Jeff?
I think your thing may be wrong.
I think it might be.
Caskets.
Because I have all of Recess downloaded.
Let me check this AI here. Episode 3 is
whatever you do next, certainly though, read the description before you ask. Read all the descriptions because that makes for a better game. Also, we have 8 viewers. Nobody's really commenting for a long time.
I'm gonna call the AI out on this.
Hello, viewers.
I put in episode 3 is not real. If it's real, give me the IMDb link to it. It responded, "You're absolutely right to ask for proof. Sometimes episode titles or details can be tricky to remember exactly. My apologies. It seems there might have been some confusion with the title or my previous check. After double checking, yes, Mikey, sometimes there's a Varmin. Is what? It's saying it's real again. It's saying season 3, episode 11.
Okay, hold
Here's
on. Let me check. Season 3, episode.
We're sending this to the librarian.
Wait, no, it's hallucinating. It gave me the link, but the link goes to a completely different thing.
Yeah, season 3, episode 11 is That Stinking Feeling.
Man,
AI is hallucinating on me.
Yeah, I think your AI is hallucinating, my dude.
This would be a perfect example for the freaking AI debate. What's going on right now? This is insane.
We are so far away from AGI. I was saying AGI 2027. I'm updating my prediction. I'm saying AGI 2045.
That is correct. Casket has defeated the AI.
It seems like such a good episode, though, Casket, did it not?
Yeah, but the thing is, I've seen every episode of Recess like 10 times, so I know I would remember that episode.
Yeah, that was too easy.
Because I love mythological creatures, and I would remember that.
If I made the questions myself, it still wouldn't work because I think you're too well versed in Recess. I would have to try to find a show that like you've seen most but not everything. I don't know what that show would be.
Yeah, it's hard because Casket is.
I am well versed in television and movies.
It's like trying to ask Casket a Twister question. He's gonna know. Also, why hasn't Twister been on your little movie review thing? What the heck?
Casket Rewind.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Twister
Yeah.
is Casket's favorite movie of all time.
Well, the thing
I still
is,
don't
you
know
don't want
why.
to do all your favorite movies to start with. Then you have nothing to look forward to.
Yeah, and I also want to throw Casket some curveballs, like a movie he hasn't seen before.
What was the last? Oh yeah, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
that's
the
a good
next one
one.
gonna be?
I don't know. No, wait,
See,
did we
Ooh.
decide?
the thing is, if it's a movie I haven't seen, then I don't know if I'm going to say a lot.
Yeah, that's what I kind of.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
I think it's
uh,
better if you know if you, it's a movie you really
If
like
it's a
because you
movie I've
start
seen a
saying,
bunch, I at least have some factoids and little hidden bullshits, you know?
yeah, but it is fun to like. It would be fun to see your like fresh reaction to something, though.
Well, we could
right?
always watch it for movie night.
Yeah, but then it's a totally different thing, right?
Exactly.
Like nobody could see it. It's movie night besides whoever joined.
Well, maybe we should start recording movie night. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Then we can post the highlights.
Okay, I pre-prepared a segment that
All right,
hopefully turns
shit.
out better than this AI mess I just pulled up. I'm gonna show you an
Wait, before
image.
we
An
continue,
image.
did you see
Yeah.
that fucking educator that kept calling AI A1?
I did. I know what
Who?
you're talking about. I don't know. It's not that important. It was just a very dumb
I know.
thing.
I thought it was funny. Oh,
Right? It
Zoomer Plus
was
asked, "What's the last movie we watched?" It was
Super Mario.
no, it wasn't Super Mario. What was the last movie? It was
No,
Bad
Bad Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Oh, on movie night.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah, it was
wasn't
funny
there
as
for that
hell.
one. How'd it go, Joe? How was
Oh, it
that
was a
movie
hoot.
night?
We had like 8 people
Wow.
in there for
Yeah, we had
movie
like
night.
8 people come by. It was great.
Wow.
All right, Casket. I'm gonna show you an image that's a reference to a movie.
All right.
Some of these are obvious. Some are quite tricky. Let
You're gonna
me.
Are you gonna drop the whole other game now just for that one hallucination?
Yeah, this was just a spontaneous thing. I want to pre-prepare it and actually write like a fake episode
Wow.
in my mind.
Huh?
I don't want to let
Huh?
AI do it.
Hmm?
All right, let's see. Let me go with an easy one. What I think is an easy one. All right, that's the first one.
Fuck. I know the scene, but I don't know the name of the movie.
I do know it.
My
That's a very
captain,
weird
my
AI.
captain.
Yeah, that's so weird
I've seen
because
this
he's not
parody
wearing
so
those
many
clothes.
times, but I don't know the name of the movie. You got me.
Have you seen the movie
I
Casket?
don't think I've seen the movie. I've only seen it parodied.
Oh man, the historian actually doesn't like this movie.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you know that because I can't remember the last time I talked about this. It's not horrible, but
You had mentioned that who's the guy that plays the father on that '70s show?
oh
He plays
yeah, he
he plays
does.
the dude's like angry
and
father.
and he's a
And
blocking principal in kind of the most ridiculous way because he's literally just saying like my son is never going to be in that play. It's like who's
yeah,
like this. He was just a ridiculous blocking principal. Yeah, I
I
can't remember what his
I
name
think
is.
there are parents
Redwood
that
something or something along those
yeah,
lines.
but I think there are parents like that. I still don't think he was written well though.
He's just a classic blocking principle. The only reason he exists is to say my son is not going to do this, and his son does it, and then whatever. I think it's even I don't know.
And
Yeah,
It's
I've
not a
heard
bad
takes
movie.
that
I agree.
I've heard
Certainly,
takes that
cinematography. Yeah, in
yeah,
terms of
yeah.
the cinematography, it is actually it's a nice movie to watch, and the plot is not narratively. It's not bad. It's just I don't know. Weirdly, I like the Paper Chase more than this movie. If you've ever seen that, it's about whatever. It is a
I,
similar movie, but
Jeff, I
I've
need you
heard
to
that
write
Robin
this
Williams.
down.
Okay.
I know what our next rewind's gonna be.
Oh God, which one?
Oh God, it's gonna be Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh, okay.
didn't you
Yeah.
do that already? Not for a rewind, but haven't you watched that? Maybe I'm
No, I
totally
haven't
wrong.
seen that movie in many, many years.
I like that movie a lot too. Hopefully, I can join.
Oh, that'd
That's
be
a great
Yeah.
movie,
great.
in my opinion. I mean, in terms of farce, that's a movie.
I do love
But,
Tom Green, Canadian film.
yeah,
But I was gonna say, okay, Casket. The movie is Dead Poets Society.
Dead
yeah.
Poet Society. I've definitely not
But
seen it.
Who's the
I've heard
guy
take.
casket in the outfit here, in the like Napoleon outfit?
I have no idea.
It's so bad, but it would be Robin Williams in the actual movie. Casket might actually like that movie.
You know what? I'll have to
But
He
check
I've
that
probably
out.
heard
would.
take. I've heard takes that Robin Williams' character, Mr. Keating, is actually the bad guy in the story. Because like he
Really?
essentially he should know better that the
He shouldn't
student's
be saying,
father is
yeah,
completely controlling and abusive, and he should know not to rock the boat.
yeah,
Instead of just
yeah.
being
He
like,
shouldn't
"Be a
do
free
that.
spirit, pursue your
Rock the
dreams."
boat,
Like,
baby.
but yeah, all
Yeah,
right,
it
that's the
depends how you
first
see
one.
it.
Baby, you be rocking the
Casket. I'm giving you the next one.
Let's see it. Oh, is this Wild Wild
Oh,
West?
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
that's fucking sick.
That's a weird
Oh,
one.
you know what?
Okay.
This might.
Even
I,
there,
I can't save it now, but I'm gonna save it for later. That might be my new
These aren't
desktop.
shots from the movie. I'm just generating these and trying
these are
to
such weird
pick up the clues.
images for the movie. Like that's
No,
it's really interesting the casket got that, but if I remember
Oh,
correctly,
come
it's
on,
like
what
that
other Wild
sort of
West movie
giant
has a
thing.
giant robot tarantula?
I know what you
Yeah.
mean, but it's like the same thing with the last movie where he's certainly not wearing this Napoleon outfit. And then certainly the giant spider thing doesn't look anything like that in the movie. It's just kind of weird that it's rendering it like this.
Yeah, well, I'm not actually prompting it to like recreate the movie. I'm just giving it like a certain clue.
Oh,
I
you're
wouldn't make it
not? Oh.
No, no, no.
Oh,
So
this
for
is
the
going
bottom one, I
great.
just wrote like a mechanical spider walking through saloon doors.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's
Here's the
great.
next one.
This one just might become my new wallpaper.
Yeah, I can see here.
Okay, this is
This is so
Sweeney
obvious.
Todd?
No, I think
No,
not.
you got to look at the dude. Figure out which actor he is first.
Right, you totally. Here I see that you just typed this thing into AI because it's. I know what you're going for, but man, that makes so much
Okay,
sense
so it's
now.
not Sweeney Todd. Because like he looks like a vampire, but he could be a demon.
That's what's throwing me off, and he shouldn't have those teeth. If I remember correctly, he
Yeah,
doesn't have
that's
teeth
right.
like that.
What
But
could
he,
this be?
he is a recognizable actor.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I hardly ever remember actors' names. Fuck. Like I feel
What
like
if
I
I say-
recognize him, but I can't tell who the fuck.
What if
he
I said the
is.
first name is Robert?
Well, what if I say? I hope I'm not being wrong here, but the director who directed this was the same director who directed the movie that you got your YouTube name from.
Yep, that's correct.
Edward Scissorhands?
Right.
There you go. See, I was trying to throw you off by I thought you would go Twilight because of Robert Pattinson.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I was trying
I
to
was
like,
thinking
correct you,
Twilight,
it didn't
but I
work.
was thinking that can't be it because there's like nothing that has nothing to do with barbers or scissors.
Why? Yeah. Why would they do this? Like, why would they mix it?
And I thought Sweeney
don't say
Todd
they.
because it's like he could be a vampire, but he could be a demon. It is Sweeney Todd, the demon barber.
The reason I did this is because Robert Pattinson's character in Twilight is Edward Cullen. So Edward Scissorhands.
You purposely created this mixture?
Yeah.
That's smart
Wow.
thinking. That's smart thinking. I like that. I like
But
that.
I realize now that you're a normal person and you haven't seen Twilight.
That's a
Actually,
curveball. That's too
Twilight is the
hard.
only one I've seen, and after I saw it, I swore I'd never watch another one of their shitty fucking movies.
I've
Alright,
not
this is the
seen
next one.
Twilight.
No, listen. After I saw the first movie, I'm like, okay, the movie is fucking terrible. So the book must be better because the book is always better. I guess it was mildly better.
All right, next one.
Hmm. I don't know what this is.
It can't be that obvious. Is it the Mighty Ducks?
It is, yeah.
Man, that's so weird. That's a weird. Yeah.
I love medieval ducks in armor. I love that.
It's
Alright,
like it's. Yeah.
I think
These
I'm making
pictures
too
are so
obvious.
weird.
How about this one?
Galaxy Toast.
Oh, Galaxy Toast.
What the? I don't know what this is either.
Oh man, this is actually making me hungry for jelly. What the fuck could this be?
I'm finally glad I made one that wasn't obvious.
What could this be? I feel like I haven't seen this movie though.
Is
It
it
might just be
Galaxy
that.
Quest?
Nope.
Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy.
Nope.
Hitchhiker's
Man.
Guide to the Galaxy.
Galaxy
but
is
why-
not in the movie title.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with galaxies.
Let's see.
Oh,
Man.
It can have something to do with galaxies, but galaxy is not the word. Could be another word similar to galaxy.
Spaceballs?
Man.
You're getting closer.
Star Wars?
Nope.
Why would
Star
it be
Trek.
this image though?
Stargate?
There's only so many movies with the
Stargate SG-1. Man, I have no idea. What the F?
Yeah, I'm fucking stumped.
It's got a hot bunny in it.
Space Jam?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's supposed to be
How
jam.
did I not get that? No.
That's clever. Yeah. What did you type when you? Was this a pleasant surprise, or did you say spreading on bread space?
No,
or
so
something?
I'm specifically like prompting. So this one would have been man spreading jam on
Wow.
toast with the jam.
That's
like
clever.
a galaxy.
That's very clever.
All right, next one up.
The Whitmeister, Jeffrey.
I think historian will get this one easy. I'm not sure Casket has seen this movie.
Ratatouille?
No.
Okay, it's not Ratatouille.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Mallrats?
Ratatouille too.
Yeah, I'm misdirecting you with the Pixar style animation, but
is
it's
it
actually not a
Mallrats?
Pixar movie. Yeah, it is Mallrats, damn.
Well, that's weird because I've never seen that, and Casket clearly has.
Oh, I thought you would be a Kevin Smith kind of guy.
That's hard. I couldn't even pick Kevin Smith out of a police lineup, but I can't do that for most actors.
I'm not like crazy about Kevin Smith movies, but do you know his movie Dogma?
No.
So there's a funny story. There were some religious groups protesting the movie because
Oh, maybe I do know this.
Christianity.
Yeah.
So Kevin Smith went to the protest and he had his own like protest sign and they didn't know who he was. And then he ended up on the news as one of the protesters.
Oh, what's the? Well, I don't even want to dog it.
That's the one with
Or
Jay and
bog
Silent
it
Bob, right?
Yeah.
I want to do that one
Yeah,
too.
I certainly
I've never
haven't
seen
thought
that
of it.
movie.
You haven't seen it, Casket?
No, I've never actually seen it. I always have. I think I have the DVD. I gotta find it.
You have the DVD and you haven't seen it?
Look, I have a lot
Wow.
of DVDs I haven't seen yet. All right.
I certainly have not seen this. Dogma, to me, didn't Christopher Hitchens make a movie called Dogma or something? Maybe it was just a book.
Like
you
a
know Christopher
documentary? Yeah.
Hitchens?
He would have made a documentary, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I haven't thought about Christopher Hitchens for a while. But Dogma just screams to me. CH. But yeah, I have not seen that movie. I'm sure it's good. I love mall culture. I think Casket does too.
Yeah. All right. Here's the next one.
Boarding pass, 12 o'clock Christmas.
I'm gonna say stupidly. I don't know. Casket, what's your guess? I'll let you go
Is
first.
it Polar Express?
Nope.
I was gonna say Home Alone, but I
Yeah.
haven't.
Historian's
Yeah,
right.
Oh, damn, I
yeah.
never would have gotten that.
You
And
got
I'm
the
not a Home
airplane
Alone
seat, you got
fan.
the
Certainly
timer,
not. Right.
the plane tickets. Although I don't know why it drew in the quill. I don't know if I put that in there. I didn't prompt it. I don't think.
Yeah, that's a little weird. But as soon as
Prompted
I
the
saw
Christmas
Boarding
theme.
Pass Christmas, I was like
I
thinking
saw
Home Alone.
Boarding Pass at Christmas. I instantly thought Polar Express because he gets like the ticket, and he goes out at like midnight. So I'm like, okay,
That's
this is
true with
right.
the clock. The clock makes you say like he missed the flight.
Dude,
Whatever.
didn't the CGI in Polar Express age terribly? Have you seen that recently?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I like it. I don't know.
I
like
like that
that it
it's
kinda
kind of
looks
shitty
bad?
now.
Well, I don't remember if it was you or if it was Blunt, but somebody, I think it was you, Jeff, who come and said, do you like that kind of older, really clunky, whatever, animation style, like new media, if you know that term? And I
Yeah.
do. I really like new media and just new media aesthetics and that whole thing. And I don't know. I'm not prejudiced in terms of this aged poorly. Like what's the classic example of that? It's a horrible movie, but it's aesthetically it's so worth watching. Like Rhapsody Street Kids. Have you ever seen
Oh
that
God,
on
yeah,
YouTube?
I have.
Yeah.
It's just a classic
Rap
example
City
of
Street Kid.
Well,
My God, that's
there's
definitely
clearly
like
something.
it.
movies that age really well, like Jurassic Park. Look at the animatronics in that.
Look at
So if
Toy
there's movies
Story;
that
it
can
still
age
holds
really
up.
well, then
Yeah, but
there, there
it's
must be
difficult
movies
because
that age
don't you
poorly.
see that it's just difficult to age well and age poorly because to me I'm not a huge I just don't know. I feel like there's so much charm in something like Rhapsody Street Kids of it's a thing of its own time. I
I do
just
get
don't
the
know.
idea that like that style is now going to be put into a time capsule, and you'll like only see
Right.
that style for that. It brings you back to the era.
Well, I think we're going to see more of that in terms of now it's this whole artistic thing where people might start using that style. Kind of like, what's that show? I don't watch it, but it's always using these older animation techniques. It's a huge Adult Swim show, Smiling Friends.
Oh, I love
It'll
Smiling
like,
Friends.
Well,
it'll
I do.
reuse them. Yeah.
I will agree that modern animation gets like is way too clean. If you look at '90s cartoons,
Yeah, that's absolutely, yeah. They just, that's a different discussion, but yeah, they should be more. Modern animation just is deplete of creativity in terms of what you see on the screen, and it's yeah. And I haven't really seen Smiling Friends. I've seen a tiny bit of it. I just humor isn't huge for me, but I like the animation because they're using these older animation styles that are but it's what you'd expect. I don't think that whatever. I don't think they're
Historian,
doing anything outrageous,
historian.
but
All I say, all I ask, watch one episode of Smiling Friends. It doesn't matter what episode you watch. I think it's a great show, and I think the absurdity. I think you will
I have
laugh.
seen I have seen one episode at least, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's not horrible. It's just a lot. Yeah, whatever. We don't have to go on about me and Smiling Friends because it's not a horrible show, but I don't know. Maybe I've just aged out of this sort of
Season three is
thing.
coming.
Because I think of the humor that I like. That's kind of it's ridiculous to say because I'm not old, but I like a certain sort of humor, and I think it's just retrograde. Smiling Friends in terms of humor, in terms of the artistic style, it is doing stuff, but it's not even. It's not. Yeah, I love Tim and Eric, and I love Nathan for You. Let's say, and I think what Nathan for You is doing was a lot funnier and a lot more progressive in terms of humor than Smiling Friends, but that's why Smiling Friends is so big. If you're going to be really progressive, you're not going to be really original. And in terms of artistic style, yeah, it is original, and I like what it's. Well, that's a different discussion, but is humor? I don't know. I don't know. I hate to say it because I hate sticklers, and I don't want to say stickler here, but I'm not a huge. I'll just say I'm not a huge Smiling Friends fan. Most of the jokes are like whatever. Who cares? What is the next
All right.
question by Jeff?
Let me give you. Let's see. Do I give you an easy one or a hard one?
Give me an easy one.
You're gonna guess an easy one now.
Yeah, but it'll ease me
All
into
right.
the hard one.
All right. Fair enough.
Oh, I know what this is.
Fish hook.
Remember that show Fish Hook, Cal? Because it's not that, but the Fish Hook show.
You know, I do remember that show, kind of.
I remember that too. It was a weird show.
Is it Hook?
Yeah.
But,
It's really hard to make an image that's not too obvious and not too hard.
Oh, hold on, we just got a dono. My
Oh,
Floaters Pink
sheesh.
is going to be joining us soon. Happy Saturday, my dude.
Happy
Nice.
Saturday, my Floaters Pink. This makes me think of a long, long, long time ago. We talked about the movie Pirates. And
Oh.
I love Walter Matthau. I absolutely love him. He has a place in my heart in terms of being an actor. I wish he were alive. I just hate human lifespans. But I've never seen Pirates, and I remember saying to you, Jeff, like something along the lines of, "Oh, I've never seen Pirates," and you had said something like, "You know, you don't have to watch it. It's not that good." Still today, I've never seen it.
I
But
don't think I've seen it, but like it's a Roman
Oh.
Polanski movie, right?
right, yeah, and
And it's like a movie he
Roman.
shouldn't have gotten because he.
Well, it was
he can
just
make
so
good movies,
weird.
but
It's such a weird confluence of things. But obviously, Roman Polanski can make bad films, but it's Roman Polanski, and it's tough. I don't know. But
This
I've
might
never
be a
seen it.
hot
I
take.
assume it's a piece of crap, though. It's a hot piece of crap.
This might be a hot take, but I don't think The Ninth Gate is a bad movie. People seem to hate that one.
Oh, with
Johnny Depp.
what Johnny Depp. This is so weird. I was looking at up clips of that the other day, literally, and I haven't seen it in so long. So it's weird you bring that up. I don't know. That's one of those movies where it's sucky, but you're interested in it. And the one movie, and I agree with you. I think it is sucky, but
Maybe on
there's
a-
like
Yeah, maybe on an objective or technical level, it's not amazing. I think maybe just because I like the idea of the occult mystery. kind of
yeah, and this whole book dealer sort of thing going on. But you know what's I usually call it because it's just so simple, but like a guilty pleasure.
vibe. Yeah.
What's the dingus movie I'm trying to think of? I haven't seen it in so long. It's called Nothing But Trouble. Have you ever seen that before?
No.
It's with Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase.
Oh. my
It's
goodness.
actually and
Demi
it's
Moore, John Candy. Oh my god.
yeah, exactly, John Candy, and it's a bad movie objectively, I would say, but there are things that to me that's just I watched that. It's just it's a comfort type movie, and it has a place in my heart. It is a bad movie, but I just love like just looking at the screen of he's the judge and he's like 110 years old and he's got I don't know the whole thing. I mean, just if I couldn't look at it, but I could only hear it, I would say that's a piece of crap movie. But
I'm looking at the
it,
trailer on mute, and I can't believe how much it looks like a Tales from the Crypt episode.
it's I love looking at the whole thing. There are so many aspects of it where I'd say this is so dumb, but in terms of just the cinematography of man, although it's such a ridiculously pretentious word, but I just love looking at the movie. Yeah, I don't know. That's a movie. That's
We
a
might
guilty pleasure to me.
we might have to make that a casket rewind one.
Casket, have you ever heard of that movie
No.
before?
Uh,
It's Casket
I'm
actually might
putting that
like
on the
that.
list. Yeah.
Weirdly, it has Tupac, and I
Jeff,
think,
No way.
while you have the list
yeah.
open,
Uh-huh.
add Grind to the list.
Grind.
The
What
movie
is
Grind,
Grind?
Okay.
yes.
Is it a
What is it?
coffee shop movie, Casket?
No, it's about skateboarding.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that makes sense. Do they
Yeah.
all fall off and die from their
Little known
skateboards?
fact: Casket used to be really into skateboarding, even though he couldn't
Yeah,
skateboard.
well, was
Really?
it that you couldn't skateboard or you couldn't buy a skateboard or
No,
both?
I had a skateboard. I just had no balance. I couldn't even stand on the damn thing
Why would you buy a skateboard? Wouldn't you think like I
because I wanted
can't
to be a
have a
skateboarder.
skateboard?
I thought it was like the coolest shit ever.
Why?
Most
What? Who
I
was
don't know. I
driving
was
them?
12 and 13. I was like 12 and 11.
Yeah,
As
but you didn't even
yeah.
have like sort of the jackass because to me, and maybe I'm totally wrong on dates, but you wouldn't have had them, right? You wouldn't have had like Bam and
no,
all that
I
stuff.
was like a fan of Tony Hawk and like I really liked just I liked skateboarding and the culture of it. I still
Yeah.
wear skateboarding shoes. Like I wear Vans.
You do wear Vans. That's very
Or
true.
and it may be before your time, but in me and Casket's time, skateboarding was crazy. It was so
Yeah.
popular.
See, to
Part of
me,
it
when I
has
think
like
about skateboarding, I think of like Jackass, basically, and
I
that
think
whole
of Tony
group
Hawk
just being
Pro
so into
I,
skate.
Skater.
I think the Tony Hawk game really popularized it.
Hell
There
yeah,
was a
it
lot of those
did.
like skate videos where you have like an hour compilation of tricks on it would be on VHS.
I
I used to
remember
watch a
being
lot
a
of
little
Nolan all the
kid
time.
and seeing like the Jackass people so into skateboarding and just like it was like they were doing Jackass, but then in the background, their whole identity seemed to be skateboarding. And I just thought, this is so weird and skateboarding's so dumb, is what I was thinking when
But they
I
were
saw
never
it.
skateboarders for the sport. They were like skateboarders for doing pranks and stuff.
Sort of, but I don't know. I think they were, but
Like
they
really
wanted to
actually good.
be. I don't know, but I think they wanted to be, but they couldn't be. Certainly Bam. When I think of that whole thing, and maybe this is just like recent things with Bam, but I just kind of think of, you know, that it's just such a sad thing if he desperately wanted to be Tony Hawk, but he wasn't Tony Hawk, and I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a
I
whole
think
different discussion of recent
I think
Bam. But
skateboarding occupies like a larger punk subculture, and I think Bam Margera wanted to be punk. I don't know if he was like
yeah,
looking at skateboarding as like the sort of the athletic sportsman
yeah, but
idea.
it's tough because I've seen videos recently, and when I say recently,
Maybe he
I
is
don't
doing that.
know.
I don't know.
I was looking at a video lately. I don't know if it was Casket or what, but it was actually no, it wasn't. It was just some YouTuber I subscribed to, and it was 2 years old. And I was like, dude, this feels like it was it's like, what the fuck? How's time going by this quickly? But this is 2 years old. But yeah, just in general, I don't know what you know about Bam and his whole history, but
Not too
it,
much.
oh, trust me. In the last couple of years, Bam has been in the news almost constantly for a while, at least, and it was all sad stuff. And actually, a lot of the stuff, the videos they would post had to do with skateboarding and how he was getting older and he couldn't do these skateboarding tricks anymore. And
Mm.
all the time when I looked at him, I was just like, I don't know. I'm biased because I don't care about skateboarding, but I was just like, why is skateboarding such a big deal? Like, to me, obviously, you're going to have to be young if you're skateboarding, but whatever. We could
I
also
feel like
bring in Dr. Jordan Peterson with skateboarding. One of his 12 rules for life has to do with skateboarding.
I feel
But
like
yeah,
skateboarding is like a young thing that you're supposed to grow out of, which is weird because it is like technically a sport. So, I mean, most sports continue.
yeah, but
Uh,
kind of most sports you do grow out of.
well, not an interest, more out of Yeah, like
Right.
physically, you might not.
And that's
But I
what
mean,
Bam really grew out of in the
I mean, like,
physical thing.
I would say people in their 50s and 60s like go skiing, but you don't see 50 and 60-year-olds skateboarding.
Yeah, that might be true, but that's freaking skiing. I mean,
I
think
don't
of any
know.
other
How old
sport.
is Tony Hawk now? He's still skating.
It's
Yeah,
Tony
he's the
Hawk, but
exception to the rule.
exactly. And think of just like basketball. LeBron James somehow is still in basketball. Whatever. It's a totally different discussion. But typically, if you're a powerhouse in a sport professionally, you're pretty young. It's just like, math. They say, like math is a young man's game. You're like at your height when you're 25 or something in terms of math. And it's like, yeah, everything's a young man's game when it comes down to it.
In most sports, I think you peak at 30, 32-ish, that kind of window.
Really? That's even surprising to me. I'd think like, man, I don't know. I certainly defer to you and that knowledge, but just instinctively, I would think you would
think
peak in like your
younger?
early 20s. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
Sports are
guess it
just
really
something.
varies by sport. I would think something like
Yeah.
gymnastics, probably younger because you have to be very flexible.
Yeah, super. It's tough. I don't know. It's in any sport. Let's even say football. It depends on the position that you're in, and typically, if you're going to be really old in a sport in football, let's say you're going to be the quarterback. Although maybe I'm totally wrong there, but typically, if you're an Aaron Rodgers or whatever, you're going to be a little. You can last a little longer if you're in football and a quarterback.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe there are linemen in football who are really old. I would assume. I just don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
Casket, you want your next
Yeah.
movie?
What's the next one?
Yes.
Okay,
Give
since
me,
I
give
gave
me
you
a
an easy
hard
one, this one.
Give me a hard one.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, shit.
Hmm.
Is it Doctor Strange?
Nope.
It's not Doctor Strange.
Is it? It can't be what I'm thinking of, but I don't know what this
It might
is.
be, yeah. Let Casket take a few more guesses.
Let me.
I
can
think
get a
it's
hint?
not. But
You want me to give you a hint?
Yeah, give me a hint.
This movie was parodied on The Simpsons.
and I think I do maybe know what it is, but it doesn't. This seems like it seems like such a weird image.
It is. Well, I was trying to make it hard.
Yeah, and I don't know that Cask is gonna know this.
He knows so much Simpsons knowledge, though. He might just be going through his Rolodex of like what movies were parodied in The Simpsons.
Can I ask you this, and this will help Casket as a hint? Maybe or maybe not. Was this originally a book?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a weird, yeah. What do you think, Casket?
I think I don't know. I'm stumped.
What if I told you? Let's see. Sideshow Bob had a good deal to do with this episode. That the movie
Cape
was.
Fear?
That they, yeah, Cape Fear.
Oh! That's so strange. That's so weird. That
What were you
makes so much
thinking?
sense. I was thinking the Scarlet Letter, and I was like,
I was thinking that one movie where they like wear red, and they're like in the woods, but they think it's like the 18.
Oh, you're thinking The Village.
Yeah, I was thinking The Village.
Yeah. That's a movie where I love the idea and I hate the execution of it.
You know what? I agree.
There were so
And
many good
that's-
things going for it. The score
But I
was
love
amazing.
the parody of it in Scary Movie.
we need to do a scary movie one of these nights.
Yes.
yeah, that's true.
Because
Casket,
I
I
only
think,
have
just
the first one fresh in my head. But yeah, if you look at the poster for Cape Fear, it has those like really evil, glaring eyes. So I wanted to just like put that in the cape.
Cape. See, if it weren't,
See,
I wouldn't have said that because I was thinking like
Jeff,
Arthur
you were right,
Dimmesdale or something.
but I was also thinking, okay, when do they wear red? When do they wear like a red cape? I was thinking,
Yeah, right.
I was going
Yeah.
through episodes in my head. When do they wear a red cape? When? I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm
Jeff
just not finding it.
Jeff has these weird allegory pictures that you have to like
Again, it's so
unpack.
difficult to make a puzzle where like it's not so obviously evident. And
These
one
are
that's like
puzzles,
so.
that's sure. That's
But I
true.
love it. I absolutely love it. I see the
All right,
reasoning behind it.
all right. I'll give you an easier one. Although this one I actually don't quite understand why it generated what it did.
Really? Is it
I
is it radio?
No,
It's not radio.
yeah, I have no
Ghostbusters?
idea.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, I don't know
This
why
is
they generated the
Ghostbusters?
well, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah,
I
but
think
what's the radio? What?
that part I don't understand.
Well,
Man,
I
that's
still
so
got it,
weird.
so
I think they do use walkie-talkies briefly in the movie, but
I
it's not
thought
like
it
a
was like their
staple.
backpack.
I know, and it's
Maybe that
positioned
was
like
what it was
that's the
trying to
main.
generate, but
Oh,
then it has the
yeah.
radio antenna on it. This one I
Yeah.
didn't specifically prompt. I said, "Give me like an obscure Ghostbusters reference," and that's what it gave me.
Oh,
Well,
I
it
that's
think it was
worked.
yeah.
mixing this. I think it was mixing the concept of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man with like slime, because like the marshmallow kind of turns into liquid. I don't know, but anyways, you got it. All right, let's go with this one. Uh, yeah, let's do this one.
Is it Pretty Woman?
Nope.
It's not Pretty Woman. Titanic?
Nope.
It's not
I
Titanic.
really don't know what this is either, but it's. I understand why casket's skewed. Is this like a just something like obviously her dress is not exactly 20s, but the gloves maybe are. But it I understand why casket just said Titanic because it's 20s esque and like nouveau esque. But I feel like that might just be it's throwing us off.
Well,
I don't know.
Casket said "Pretty Woman," so I guess I will reveal that "woman" is in the title.
Hmm.
So
Man, what is this?
the movie's from 1992.
I have no idea. I'm stumped.
It is "Scent of a Woman."
Scent of a Woman. I've never,
Isn't that with Al
I've never even
Pacino?
heard of that
Yeah.
movie.
You
See,
haven't?
this,
Oh.
this is like a. I've never seen it actually, but I've heard that this is like Al Pacino with his worst acting. Guys, just yeah.
Yeah, that might be right.
That's how I've
I
heard of this. I've never seen it. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it got great reviews. Have you seen Panic in Needle Park?
I know.
No.
I've never even heard of that.
That's a great one about like a drug overdose.
With Al Pacino?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't asking. Yeah, I wasn't questioning you, but I was just wondering because I'm not a huge like. Oh, I've watched every Al Pacino.
Yeah, it's
But
Al
I've
Pacino
heard.
and Kitty Wynn, who I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that either. Scent of a Woman. It is Scent of a Woman. Yeah, I don't know. I think just the gloves are throwing me off because who today at all, or who in the last 50 years, in a dress wears gloves? But it's also those flourishes, which just scream 20s to me, and also like the bobbed hair. But
I
whatever.
think I
Yeah.
literally prompted it like, "Give me the scent of a woman." So it's got like perfume. All that background stuff is supposed to be
Let's
like.
see. This is
The AI
all.
popped
This is
up
like
now
a.
calling police.
What do you call those? Like rebus riddles? Yeah, I mean, these
Yeah.
are not even allegory. They're like rebus. If you remember, rebus puzzles. They're so strange. But
Okay,
yeah, scent of a woman.
I think Casket will get this one.
I have a question.
Oh, I can't see it. Wait, I'm gonna leave.
Is the quill supposed to be there?
Yes. It's not central to the movie, but yes.
Is it Headless Horseman?
That's not the name of the movie, but
It's fuck. What's the name of the damn movie? The Adventures of Ichabod Crane.
yeah, I guess I can give you that. I was thinking Sleepy Hollow,
Oh, Sleepy fucking Hollow. Why
which
didn't I
which
think of
which
that?
is based on the adventures of Ichabod Crane. You know it's an actual town in New York?
Yeah,
It's
that's a great jack o' lantern.
I didn't realize how close it was to like downtown New York. It's just like 15 minutes north of it or something. But yeah, let's see. I think I only have one more.
All right. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I generated another one which is way too easy. I'm not even gonna bother with that one.
Damn.
All right, this is the final one. I'm not crazy about this one because this one's really simple.
Oh, it's the Green Mile.
Yeah. Well,
I
completed
actually
the
have a
game.
fun fact about that movie.
What is
Part
it?
part of that movie was filmed in an actual prison, and my dad actually did some time in that prison when it was a prison.
No way, really?
Yeah, that's what he told me.
Oh my goodness. How does that even work? So it's got to be like an abandoned prison, not an active prison, right?
Yeah.
It's like a prison that's been decommissioned.
Yeah, it's probably torn down by now.
Yeah, there's a somewhat recent TV show called Escape from Dannemore, and they also filmed in a real prison. Um, but yeah, I mean they got to be decommissioned. That's still interesting though. You ever seen Escape from Alcatraz?
I don't think so.
You know what Alcatraz is though, right?
Yeah, I've seen a lot on Alcatraz. The spirit of an old woman has joined us.
I'm sorry, I didn't see what was going on, but a pumpkin thing that I assume immediately Casket got because it's got pumpkin in
Yeah,
it.
because he loves Halloween. He got it.
What was that?
Pretty much. It was Sleepy
Gladys,
Hollow.
we call upon your spirit. Tell us your lemon cake recipe.
Has Casket got this green road thing?
Yeah, he guessed it immediately. Green Mile.
What can I say? I like that
Oh.
movie.
Man, that's such a man.
Yeah, I was gonna put a sign
These
on
are
it
some.
that said like
These are such
100
weird
miles.
pictures. I would never guess Green Mile. I was looking at this, and I've obviously seen Green Mile. Actually, here's a casket. Casket. You know what I'm about to say? It's a casket
I already
history.
said it.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You did. You've never, as
While
far
you
as
were
I know,
gone, I
Casket
said
hasn't
it.
said that on live stream.
I'd never heard that before.
Yeah, that's a very obscure casket thing. I'm surprised he said it.
Yeah.
Wait, did your
And you
dad
know-
tell you that fact like it was a flex? Like,
When they
I
were
never heard
watching
A
it
little bit,
on
yeah.
TV. From what I've heard, when they were watching it on TV, and from everything I've tried to look into and corroborate this detail, I think he was totally lying.
Oh no.
I
Bill
just
made
don't
it
know
big
why
sometime.
he might have, but it's like I don't know why he would have been sent to that actual prison, and I think he was just horse playing. Not he was just kind of pulling your leg, we might say. 'Cause I don't know. I would be shocked if
Was
he
your
got
dad
sent
like
to
a movie
that
buff?
prison.
I mean, he wasn't really a movie buff. There was like 6 movies he would watch over and over again.
That's such a weird question that you ask because
That is
it
similar
depends
to
on
you,
what you
Casket.
mean.
You watch like a lot of the same movies over and over.
Yeah, but dude, his
How many
dad
times-
watched the same movie over and over and over and over and over. Like,
How many? What's like? Do you think your dad has seen like the same movie over 10 times?
Dude, I
absolutely.
can't tell you how many times I
100
had to watch
times.
the second Lord of the Rings movie.
Exactly. Casket has told me that every single day, multiple times a day, in a row, Casket's dad would just throw on Lord of the Rings 2. Not throw on, it was in the DVD player, whatever. and it was
Did he
just
literally
on
force
repeat.
you to watch it, or do you mean like it would just be on and you
Sometimes he
kind
would
of?
make me watch it with him.
Oh my
Why
god!
was he so interested in Lord of the
I
Rings
don't
2?
know. He wasn't like a big book or nerd person. I don't know why he was so interested in it.
I don't know either.
Did you
It's
tell him that you don't like the movie?
What? Well, the thing is, I used to like the movie, and then I was forced to watch it so many times.
what happens, Cascade. Obviously, you would know. I have to say, I'm so ashamed. I like Tolkien in some ways. I've read The Hobbit. I've never seen any of the movies, so I don't know anything about The Lord of the Rings. I know The Hobbit a lot, and I like The Hobbit. What happens in Lord of the Rings Part 2, the movie?
I
Casket.
don't even want to talk about it.
You're
Hmm.
giving him PTSD.
Jeff,
Well, I'm
have you
glad-
seen the movie?
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
saw it in
Casket
theaters.
gave
I'm
it a
glad that Casca at least one point liked the movie because I was starting to question his movie taste.
Have you ever? Yeah, I've never seen any of those movies, so I don't know. And I haven't read any of the Lord of the Rings. Have Have you read any of those books, Jeff?
I only read The Hobbit like way back
Right.
in elementary school.
Oh, in elementary school. Okay.
I think I read it in
Yeah.
grade for a book report.
It's weird because it's The Hobbit and it's a children's story, but I think obviously being Tolkien and being what was he, an art professor, he's going to throw in things that this is not a children's story. And
Mm.
what would you say? I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but I guess you haven't read it in so long, and maybe you haven't seen it. But what's the climax of The Hobbit that you would say, Jeff?
Doesn't it end near Mordor? I don't remember now.
Well, I don't remember that at all, but it ends around the volcano with smog, or around the mountain with smog. Remember that at
Oh,
all?
right.
And what's the big scene around smog?
Isn't the ring like Smog is protecting the ring and he's
It's
under like a big pile of
no,
gold?
it's not that he's. If I
I'm
remember
misremembering.
correctly, it's not that he's protecting the ring. He's protecting the Arkenstone. Do you remember that at all? Is that a big thing?
No.
It's a kind of a big thing in the books, but I don't know. I don't even want to get into it. But yeah, trust me, if you read Plato's Republic, I don't remember what the name of the ring is. One character is related to this ring, and I don't remember. I haven't read Plato's Republic in so long. But it's just whatever. I could go on so long, but I think the climax where remember what is this? It's not. Is it Bilbo in The Hobbit?
Mhm.
Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo. Yeah.
He takes the Arkenstone and he absconds. He kind of leaves the mountain or the volcano, whatever it is, when he shouldn't.
Mhm.
And in the book itself, you think he's doing this really bad thing. You're reading it and you're saying, "What the f are you doing, Bilbo? Like, we had this whole relationship. How are you abandoning your friends?" And he's running away with the Arkenstone. It's just like you can't even think of a correlative or just anything that's so bad. He's being so bad, and he's always been this good character. And then he's kind of like near the camp of the bad guys, and he trips and he falls. He's wearing the ring that he got from Golem, so he's invisible, but he's carrying the Arkenstone. He trips. They find him, and he, in this very weird but just so heartfelt way, says, "I'm going to sell the most precious thing in order to stop this war." And it's, gosh, what is it in Plato's Republic? The ring of something. But it's like, the weird thing is that you have to know to really understand the depth of it. You have to basically read Plato's Republic, which is so Tolkien.
Mm.
Let me see. What the fuck is this dingus ring?
I just want to throw this out there that if we keep talking about Lord of the Rings, I will do something called the cheeseburger segment, and I'm
Oh
just gonna leave it
no!
at that.
Don't do a casket.
I'll do it.
That
I'll
sounds pretty. That
fucking
sounds pretty
do it.
enticing.
I'll
The name of
do
the ring is the
it.
Ring of Gyges. I think you have to understand that and understand in order to understand the ring or the Arkenstone actually, because you think it'd be the ring, but I don't know. It's difficult, but the, in order to understand the climax of The Hobbit, which I think is a great book, but whatever. Casket says, "No way, Jose. Let's go on. What is the next picture?"
Oh, I think I did them all.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
spit.
Casket did pretty well. I think he missed like two or three. Yeah. Good
Man, what
job.
are we gonna do now?
I'm just gonna post this
Let's
here.
not. I say we talk about Lord of the Rings for 30 minutes. What do you say, Casket?
I think I'm ready
Casket
for
post a hamburger
I think
time
I'm ready for hamburger
Metalocalypse.
time.
I
I
don't think
can't
Historian
believe
knows the hamburger reference.
I don't.
I love Death
When is
Clock.
my Flays Pink gonna join?
I
We
don't know.
want
You
you
said
here,
it'd
my
be
Flays
here in
Pink.
like 10 minutes, but that was like 30 minutes ago. So I don't know.
My Flays Pink,
I hope he's all
join. We
right.
want you. Who's the only people that have mentioned that have commented tonight? Zoomiplex, Silver Knight, Jumping Bull, Kisyon,
Yeah,
however you pronounce this
Christian.
name. And then my flight is pink. This is gonna be kind of a
Yeah, but
light night.
we still have 6 viewers.
We do. Please comment. What do you want to hear Casket talk about? I remember being a viewer who was very interested in hearing Casket talk about certain topics. What
I
do you
know.
want to hear Casket talk about? We'll talk about
I'll tell a story. How about a story from my life?
Tell us a tale, Casket.
it.
All
Ooh.
right, everybody, gather round. The king's gonna tell a tale about his life.
Gather around the hamburger.
Gather around the hamburger, everybody. So this happened back in
1953.
Yeah, 19
1935. Yeah.
This happened back in 2003, I want to say.
Wow.
This is back when I lived in Holiday. And I used to know this guy. He was a real smart guy. He was a computer guy, but he was also like a gadget guy. He knew how shit worked. And he had this like old World War II radio, and we set it up in my backyard. And I had this big metal pole that we could use for an antenna, so we got like a really long range, right? And we were just sitting there and we were listening to people in the drive-thru do their orders and shit. And we got bored of that. Then we switched around. Then we could hear people talking at the gas station. And then we got bored with that. And then we actually got a hold of a cell phone call somehow. And somebody's like, yeah, the babysitter's here, da 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 da. Like, we listened to this whole conversation. So then we switched over, and then we realized we could hear the police. So we were sitting there listening to the cops on the radios, and it was it was really interesting. It's like, oh, we have a disturbance here, da 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 da, and this and that, and oh, domestic disturbance here at this address. And we were sitting there listening, and we thought, we were 13 at the time. Let's fuck with them. So we started making animal noises. And we did that for about 10 minutes, and we were done. Like, okay, we had our fun, we're done. We were stupid, but we weren't that stupid. Then my dad comes out. He's like, what are you two doing? And we're like, oh, we're just messing with the cops on the radio. He's like, hand it to me. And my dad takes the CB in his hand, and he says, I fucked your wife. And then he clicks it off. And then we both look at each other, and we're like, holy shit. And the next fucking day, there were 3 cop cars patrolling our street.
Man.
But we never got caught. And then we never did it again.
I thought your dad was gonna punish you, but he just played in on the joke.
I don't know if he completely understood. He knew what we were doing.
I think he was just anti-police, and he saw.
I think he saw an opportunity and he took it.
Right, exactly. He saw an opportunity to fuck with
Wait,
them.
was this like a radio that you reworked?
Yeah, it was like a World War II radio he wired to like an old walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
And like this big metal pole I had in my backyard.
Right, the antenna.
Because we needed an antenna. Like an actual
It's weird.
antenna.
Yeah.
I love how that stuff was so low tech back in the day. Like your neighbor would have 200 channels, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I twisted a coat hanger, and now I have the adult channel." It's just like that's just how it worked back in the day.
Yeah.
TVs, radios.
Yeah, what were those called? Before like cable, there was what was it like? It wasn't, you wouldn't call it pay-per-view, but something along those lines.
Welcome to Skinamax for
I
all
guess-
your midnight pleasure. Oh.
Right, Skinamax, pay TV, maybe. That's old stuff. You know what? I think, in fact, it's ridiculous. I think one of the earliest British experiments in terms of TV that was literally broadcast to a TV. In what decade do you think it was, Casket?
Sorry, I've zoned out for like the last minute. I just had an idea.
What's the idea?
Welcome to Casket ASMR, where you can experience my COPD.
That would be a great opportunity for you to make non-live stream videos, Casket. You focus primarily on live stream, but you need videos that aren't live stream.
I do.
You
I
can
need
do
to make
ASMR.
more.
Make an
I've still got
ASMR
the
video.
Dunkaroos review coming. I've still got the Dunkaroos review coming.
That's like a year in the making.
No, it's only been like a month.
Oh, come on. I certainly heard about that way earlier ago, Casket. No way.
Guess what's
But
the
yeah.
deadline on that remote control video?
I think it's already.
I know.
I was never
It's
able to
already-
get to where I was never able to get the controller I wanted to get.
The idea.
Oh, the idea was I was gonna get like this. You know, I can't say it. I want to
yeah,
say it for
'cause
a
you might actually
video.
do it.
Yeah, I
No,
guess
but the
save
idea
it.
was so Lynx gave him a proposal.
I
She
know,
said-
right, yeah.
Oh yeah, so like
Make a new
it's
video.
gonna be about
The
a
idea
remote
is that
control.
every video that you've ever gotten big on, and it might have actually been Krusty was the impetus here, but every video that's kind of gotten viral, which is basically only, I guess it's the pumpkin video as well, but it's basically your breaded video, is that it's casket plus a random object. To me, if I had to say what makes casket, and I have a totally different relationship with Casket and why he's great, but if I had only seen the bread and the pumpkin video, I would say whoever, whatever, whoever. This guy's not that big of a deal. But my God, I was actually thinking earlier today, what the F video? It was so funny. It was you, Casket. You're going to remember this, or maybe you won't. Actually, I think this might have been like, I don't even want to bring up the title of the video because you don't like this video. But do you remember, Casket, your dog is just like, and it was Honeydew at this time. As soon as you start the video, it's like Honeydew is like biting onto a Pepsi bottle, like a 2-liter, and there's just so much noise in the background. And obviously, I love when a lot of noise is in the background. It was just so ridiculous, and it was
I
such
mean,
bad
this did
time.
happen a lot, but I don't remember this specifically in a video.
I think the video might have been um, relating to. I don't remember the title actually. I don't want to pose the title, but it was the guy you really didn't like a number one hater, we might say, who was sending you things you didn't
Oh
like.
God.
Yeah, and actually, I can remember his name, but I won't even. Well, do you want me to say it,
No,
Casket?
that's all right. I don't want him to
Yeah,
anymore. He hates
yeah.
him.
Casket certainly hates this guy, but it was just, and I could even be totally. Actually, I am wrong. It wasn't him. It wasn't that video, if I remember correctly. It was a video called Trolls, and then I won't say the full title, but it lagged on. Do you remember that video, Casket? Trolls, haters, and
Oh
something?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Right. And that was, I think that's the video actually where Honeydew is biting the bottle. But it's just, to me, I remember the first time I heard that, and it was just the reason I loved Casket in so many ways was these videos were just so ridiculous. And then you would hear in the back, and when I say in the background, it was almost in the foreground, his dog biting a Pepsi bottle, and it was so loud. It was almost like overpowering Casket. And at one point, Casket said, Honeydew, Honeydew, and nothing happened. And it was so perfect. That's what we don't get anymore. And that's what I wish. Why don't you do more like independent videos, Casket? You rely too much on the live streams, in my
I
opinion.
don't know. What can I say? Having an audience is addicting.
Yeah, but you have an audience, you have a bigger audience, and you have a more. When you do a live stream, people don't go back. Do you think anyone like looks back and like scrolls back and says, "Let me listen to a live stream a month ago"?
I don't know.
They don't.
Some people
I
Yeah, it's
think
more
they
in the
don't.
moment
podcasts.
things.
Maybe they don't, but certainly when I was a fan of you, when I was just a fan, I would look towards your whole corpus and look back and say, what's a video Casket made? And the difference is a video is going to be short and it's going to have its own topic that's going to be just about this. A live stream's not, and it's just way different. And I really assume, I think the live streams are more. They're going to make you more money. They're more profitable, but
I mean,
in
you're
their
not
own way.
wrong.
But and it's not why you're not doing it. I think you're not doing it because you don't feel confident. But you did it for like 10 years. You were so confident in making standalone videos that, trust me, don't feel ashamed. You should wake up in the morning and say, "Man, I have to post a video today." Just like you woke up this morning and said, "Man, I have to do a live stream today." You should say once a week, I have to do a new video, and you should make a date for it, just like you do for your live streams. So every week you do a new live stream. You should do a live stream for one and a new video that's a standalone video for one. If it's crap, it's crap. Who cares? But it might be cool. And trust me, you get a different kind of viewer, and it would be helpful. And you should probably do that, Casket. And you can do it.
Casket,
Yeah, I
your
could
thoughts.
do that.
I feel like he does procrastinate a lot though. Like if he has to do a specific thing, like I gotta do this thing at this date and this time, he tends to push it off.
But
So I think the
the
thing I like
weird,
about the live stream is because like he can just turn it on whenever and he doesn't have to think about it.
but can he just turn on the camera whenever
He
in
could,
terms of
yeah.
making its own video? Like I totally agree with you. Procrastination is a big problem, and trust me, in my own life, procrastination is a big problem, Casket. But it doesn't. You shouldn't look at it and say I'm making a great piece of art that's going to last forever. Just say, hey, I have to make a video, and whatever. I'm going to talk about this today. There was a point. how many videos that you made we don't look at anymore today? Nobody cares about. Whatever. But in the mesh of some of those videos, you made great videos that to me, if I never saw them, I would be lacking something in my life. Yeah, I mean, it may be some ridiculous casket, but dude, you are like a creator. You're like a maker, and you made something that I can't imagine my life without some of these casket videos. I can't imagine my life without the dirtiest restaurant I've ever been to.
It's my Florida's
My
pig.
Florida's pig.
It's my floating pain.
How you doing, man?
One of my favorite casket videos is the egg eggless ha the egg video you made, casket. When
Excellent Easter special.
yes, and the 4th of July special.
Oh, everybody loves the 4th of July special.
Those are
Another
those
one
are
where you
heavy
look
videos.
You didn't
hamburger.
Yep.
you didn't lose a toe that day. I don't
Yeah,
think.
luckily I didn't lose a toe right there.
Yeah, I think Casket did more videos like that back in the day because he was doing more stuff. Now it tends to be you go out of the house to go grocery shopping or something, and that's sometimes not enough for a video. I
But
don't
to
know.
me, I say I don't care what you're doing. Don't say, "Oh, I'm not doing something. I shouldn't make a video." It's just talk about something, but it's on your own. We're talking about something, and you have a group. Talk about something on your own. Talk about freaking coupons. I don't care. If you need something to talk about, ask me. I'll give you one word, and you can talk about it. Jeff would, my flight is pink would. But you've been comfortable nowadays with your live streams. Now try to be comfortable with videos that are just you, that aren't live streams, that you just post. Trust me, it will
Yeah, I
help
need to
you.
get back into
I
that.
gave I gave Casket the suggestion of making more movie review videos, which like the Toy Story one was a great one, and didn't you just post one a couple days ago with
Yep.
Jeff?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely want to do more of those for sure.
Floyd, did you like that one? Did you see it?
Yes. It was awesome, dude.
Well, what was your favorite parts, if I can ask?
The Toy Story or the Mario?
The Mario.
The Mario I didn't watch the whole way through. I just seen that it was posted, but I did not watch it in full.
Oh,
Floyd, what
darn.
should the next review be? What movie do you think? Is he there?
What do you think for the next movie, My Flight is Pink?
Yeah, what should we do for the next Casket Rewind?
Something that you would have, uh, I'd say something that you would have a lot of knowledge in, such as like the Toy Story one. The thing I took out of most of that is like when you were reviewing that with Jeff, when you said about like, there was a scene in the movie, and I watched that movie so many times in my life and never noticed it when Woody was making his announcement to the other toys, but the books in the background, you said it was like a little Easter egg. You said they were other movies that Pixar made. Just
Oh,
little Easter egg things like that. Maybe do a movie like that where you can like nitpick things in that nature, you know.
Casket, what movie would that be? Would you be knowledgeable in Twister? You've seen that a bunch of times.
Not saying pick a movie where like you know little hints and details of it, but like I don't know, that review on Toy Story was a great review,
Maybe
Yeah, I
Puppet
like
and
that
it
Master
one.
got a bunch of
3?
views on it.
Yeah, we could do Puppet Master 3. That'd be fun for sure.
Man, if you get like the super like HD cut, like the really high def, you can actually see
Uh,
all the wires and stop motion in the movie.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
yeah, so you'll be able to see how shit was done.
Have you seen like the weirdest made-for-TV movies?
I mean, they
Especially
weren't
like
they
what
weren't
period
technically
was
made
that?
for TV. They went straight to
Well,
VHS.
yeah, straight to video, things that played later on TV. Because you'll show me the weirdest movies that like seems like only you would have seen them on TV, like not theatrical releases.
Yeah.
It's weird shit.
Yeah, Casket has a laugh to respond to that. What's an example, either Jeff or Casket, of a weird movie? And I know what you're talking about, Jeff, because he does talk about he,
Yeah, Jeff.
he
What's
just
a weird movie I've shown you?
Oh my goodness, what has there been?
Puppet Master 3 is a great example. That was a yeah.
So that was the one that had Corey Feldman, right?
I have not seen
No,
that.
that was Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys.
That's the one you showed me. Yeah, that movie was cursed.
You watched that together.
We wanted a Christmas movie.
Yeah, then we watched the Tower of Terror movie with Kirsten. Who's in? There was actually a famous person in that. Well, Steve Guttenberg for one, who's goated. But then wasn't Kirsten Dunst in it or something?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you showed me that one. That one was a little crazy. But yeah, where do we go from here?
Yeah, certainly keep going. We've got 7 people in chat. We haven't had any comments
Um,
since My Floyd is Pink, and we've only had 3 commenters. One commenter only said one word. We have 7 people in the chat. If you want to say anything, say it now. We're going to respond to it. We
yeah.
appreciate your comments. I mean, trust me, anything you say, I mean, I don't know if you say something ridiculous, we won't repeat it, but
Don't
if you
eat
have
the
a legitimate question, we'll respond to it. 7 people. I assume the 7 people here don't have a relationship with Casket where they can call him anytime and say anything like I can. So ask the question there. I was you. I were you, right? At one point in time, join. It's a good question. It's interesting, Casket, that you updated your counter for that $10.
Yes.
That My Floyd is Pink. That makes me ask, just because we don't have anything, and I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not being a little bit of a dingus. My Floyd is Pink, but last week you donated a lot of money, and could you say anything about that and what your feelings are towards Casket and why you donated money towards Casket?
because Casket is a kind soul. And I could say a lot about it, but I'll keep
Say
it.
a lot. We want to hear a
Please
lot.
take the floor. Take
Say
the
a
floor,
lot.
my friend.
Take the floor.
Why did I donate that much to Casket?
Honestly, Extra Queso, you've been in here a long time, and I've
You
known
mean
you
it's
at
no?
this
It's my
point for
Floyd is
months.
Pink.
I'm sorry. Exactly. I'm so sorry. But My Floyd is Pink. Sorry. But yeah, you've been here for so long, and you've donated so much, and you've said so much, and you obviously like Casket. Can you describe at all what is it that drew you towards Casket? What's the whole backstory? Why do you give money? I mean, you gave money. What's the backstory there? And we certainly are really appreciative of you. And I don't know. I talked to you a lot in private calls, but I just haven't heard this that much. And I think we'd certainly like to hear it out of you because trust me, you're a super big fan. You're a super big friend, as Casket would certainly agree. He's a friend,
Oh yeah.
and Casket, trust me, Casket is super appreciative, and he loves everything going on. But what's your story? You've said it in the past. I don't know if everyone's heard it, but yeah. What can you say about Casket in your past?
Well, how I found Casket again, I believe. Long story short, uh, I was just on my phone one night and a update came up for some reason. Casket King's live, and I was like, "Wait a minute! Isn't that guy that did that breaded video many years ago?" And you guys were watching Reefer Madness. I'll never forget it. It was Reefer
yeah.
Madness. Movie night on a Wednesday night, and I'm not one to be on, on my, not saying I'm not on my phone, but to sit there and watch a movie on YouTube Live on a Wednesday night because I got work the next morning, and I just had so much fun, so I just kept tuning in, and why I donate money to Casket is because not because I'm very wealthy or such in this sense, but I know Casket can use that money, I guess the way I'm trying to say it is more than what I can. If you have the ability to help people, I think any human, even if it's $1, you should help somebody.
Right.
I agree with that.
I also agree wholeheartedly.
Was it? Am I wrong? Was it Reefer
And
Madness?
not
'Cause I feel like the first.
and not saying Casket can't help himself, not saying,
Right.
he can't do this or do that. It's just not that I feel bad for you, Casket. It's just you've always been a kind person to me, and that's not why I donate that. It's just I don't know. Makes me feel good when I see a smile on Casket's face because he puts a smile on my face.
Right.
Money's money. People that say, "Oh, well, money doesn't bring you happiness," but it does in a sense. It makes life a lot easier, but I don't know. I'm just rambling on. I don't know how to
No,
explain.
don't worry at all. I understand. But yeah, the movie, I remember because he did the Reefer Madness thing. I wasn't there, if I remember correctly, for the Reefer Madness. And I feel like I was
You
there at
weren't?
that.
Oh, you would have loved it.
Yeah.
It came out of
I
nowhere, dude.
watched later the live stream, but what was that movie? We watched something before Reefer Madness, which was what?
Had to be Night of the Living
It
Dead.
was. It had to be
Okay,
Exactly.
Okay,
Night
wait.
of the Living Dead.
Excuse me. I corrected myself. I'm sorry, not to cut you guys off real quick. It was Night of the Living Dead
Right.
when I got that update on my phone and Casket King goes live, and I was like, and I never get a notification like that from YouTube. I was like, what the hell? I remember this guy. He did the breaded videos.
Right.
And I was watching it with you guys on a Wednesday night, and I was like, Night of the Living Dead, and Casket said, I commented a few times, but I remember you guys chit chatting saying, "Oh, the reason why you can play this on YouTube without it getting taken down is because they forgot to put the copyright in." I was like, "What the hell?" That's kind of how it started.
There, in terms of, yeah, there's so much to say there, but yeah. The Night of the Living Dead video is kind of an infamous video. Casket, even in the next video, you referenced it, and it was a reference towards me, but you were like, why don't we just talk about anything that doesn't have to do towards this movie as soon as the movie started? That's the reason I've never been in any of those, well, let's watch a movie videos anymore. But it's interesting that um, that you, my Flaves Pink, brought that up because that was a weird video. That's the only video of, in terms of movie night, that I think Casket's live streamed. Actually, no, you live streamed the weed video. Is that not right?
We did
Reefer
live stream
Madness.
Reefer Madness.
Yeah, but you don't live stream the videos anymore. I don't know why.
Well, that's because Reefer Madness was also like public domain.
Yeah, that's true.
There's only like a few movies that are public domain that we can use.
But Yeah, when we did, there's not a few movies. You could do so many movies, but it's a
Well,
few movies
one's
for
worth watching.
casket.
Yeah.
Well, for casket, right? But I remember that was a. I was kind of like I did. I, yeah, and it's interesting that that was the initial video for you. My Floyd is Pink. But and it was that was certainly a different video. I've never been in another that I remember video Thursday video as I think of them like that, but I don't know. It certainly trust me. Okay, now
Uh,
Al Air
a
Trap,
new
what's going
challenger
on,
has
Al?
approached. Woo, woo, woo.
What's up, Alice?
Hey, babes.
You're doing, are you?
It's the podcast.
Alice, can you do
Hi.
just because I love it so much? Can you do your impression of me?
Gasket.
Right, exactly, and I do love that. But certainly, my foot is pink. Casket. I'm speaking for Casket here, but he wants to hear from you more than you speak. Casket just all the time wants to hear from you. Never feel like you can't say anything. There was a time in the Casket verse where I was just like you, and trust me, speak to your heart's desire because Casket wants to hear it. He needs to hear it. Friends, so we certainly we love you. My Floyd is Pink 79. We're really appreciative, and I really am. Nobody's whatever. We love you. My Floyd is Pink
Hold
79.
on. We're having some technical difficulties.
Is it me?
No, it's my end.
Ooh.
Well, yeah,
Hold on. Okay, there
it's
we go.
yeah.
We are fixed.
Nice.
This is weird chat in terms of the live stream commenters. We've had kind of our typical view. So few commenters. Of commenters, say whatever you want to say. I'm not inviting trolls of the worst kind, but I'm just saying, like, literally, we would love questions. It
We'll read
is
out
past
any comments
9.
within reason. If you say
Right.
Minecraft is a good movie, we will block you.
Oh,
But reason.
come on. Don't you want to sing the Lava Chicken song? Come on.
What do we think about this as a group? Obviously, Minecraft movie is a big deal today. I'm going to start with Casket. What do you think of the whole Minecraft movie today?
Oh, as soon as it comes out, out of theater, we're doing it for a movie night.
Oh, yes. Yes. Please,
But what do you
Casket.
think? Obviously, a lot of stuff's been going on in the movie theaters.
Oh yeah, the whole chicken jockey throwing your popcorn all around and bringing a live chicken.
Good.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
I Cassie, you have to explain this to me. I don't understand what the I am Steve thing is. Like that's supposed to be funny? Is what's the reference?
It's okay. The thing, okay. Jack Black says when you see him is, "I am Steve," and it's like then it's just Jack Black. So that's the joke is that he's Jack Black. As Steve
I see.
from Minecraft.
Casket. What if I told you I've never played Minecraft a day in my life?
Oh, wow.
Really?
I play games to this day, but I've never played Minecraft. Ever.
Wow.
Wow.
Neither have I.
Wow.
Alice is asking, what is your favorite Taco Bell menu item?
Oh, it's the 5-layer burrito.
When did Alice ask that?
God damn right.
Alice, when after you ask that? Because I recently, just in the last minute, there was some Spanish and then Alice muted. and I thought, oh, Alice got a code switch to Spanish. Where, Alice? Tell me the truth. Where did you just say something towards Jeff about tacos right now?
You want me to tell him something about tacos?
No, forget about it. I'm sorry. I guess this is a question directed towards my boy, this Bink, as I recall.
You know,
Oh, I see.
a day is
I'm
coming up
sorry.
very soon where I'm gonna start adding more music to my music list.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna be very sustainable because I think you've already had a strike. It was a weird one about
I don't care. I'm
Rusty.
gonna play Death Clock until I die.
Yeah,
Oh, hail the
yeah,
clock!
yeah.
And
See, I
tomorrow, I know no one cares, but tomorrow is Homestuck Day.
Oh, cool.
what? Why?
Homestuck Day?
Why is it Homestuck Day?
Because it was this date like years ago. Like tomorrow is the day that Homestuck started.
Wow. Are you a
Specifically,
fan?
the creator wanted to be two unlucky numbers. That's why he decided the 4 and the 13.
Alice, you were a big fan of cartoons.
Yeah,
Are particular like drawn cartoons. Are you a Homestuck is it fan?
yeah.
Okay, you are. Yeah. What do you like about it?
I read all of Homestuck, and that is how I learned how to write in English.
Homestuck was how
Wow.
you learned to write in English. Wow.
Yeah,
Why
you
did
have
you
no
like?
idea. If you think Homestuck is a normal comic, you need to read like 5 pages and discover, holy shit, this is weird as shit.
I've seen some of it before, but why do you like it so much? Tell me some of your favorite comic strips, as they call them
Uh,
now.
I could tell you, like, Homestuck is a single story. Everything follows the same pace. It's very much more like a traditional comic book.
Really? Did you ever have a favorite? Like anything you said, this is the best.
I really like some of the animations. And my favorite, I'm trying to think of which one is my favorite troll. Hmm. I have a lot of fun with Kark, even though you start hating him at the start of the comic. He only grows on you after a while. I really like Nefeta because she's autistic.
What's better, Garfield or Homestuck? Uh,
I am not as much of a Garfield fan. I have to say.
really? What the fuck? It's
I
fucked up.
like Calvin and Hobbes, but I'm not as much of a Garfield fan.
I
You
just
okay? That's actually a great one. What's better, Calvin and Hobbes or Homestuck?
Hmm. I
That's
know
a
this is
hard one.
embarrassing. It's
I
way
just
too
want to make
hard.
an announcement that Casket is having a cramp. Oh.
And can you believe that when Homestuck was coming out, they would release like chapters, and every time they would release a chapter, there were so many people trying to watch it to read it that the website that that they posted in would crash. They said, okay, let's
Wow.
post it in Newgrounds because Newgrounds is like way better. They have way better servers. And when they posted in Newgrounds, they automatically like took down Newgrounds by so many people entering Newgrounds.
Damn.
What about one of them has to not exist? Calvin and Hobbes or Homestuck?
I know, man.
The
I feel
hard
like
question.
I feel like Calvin Hobbes did too many good things for the society.
So you'd say Calvin Hobbes over Homestuck?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Our society would be nothing without Calvin Hobbes. You don't notice, but this is
What did
keeping
What did
life
Calvin
together.
Hobbes do towards just society?
Everything.
I know you do love Calvin Hobbes.
I just finished last night. Finally finished reading the last book of Calvin and Hobbes of the collection I bought.
Remember, the only Calvin Hobbes I really know is remember the one about pollution where they say we've met the enemy and he is us.
Yeah.
That
Calvin
is.
Hobbes is surprisingly like modern to this day, which is surprising for a show that has freaking for a comic that has televisions that had like you had to twist the TV like you can very clearly tell, which I was surprised to learn that the creator in like by the time the comic was coming out, this type of TVs that you had to twist the knobs to change the channel, those were already old by the time this comic was coming out.
Right.
But he really liked them and he really liked to draw them. So and he apparently felt that this type of old TV had more personality than the slightly more modern TV of the 80s.
Man.
Because like this comic, if I remember correctly, started in '85 and ended in '95.
How come there has been literally no Alice oriented videos whatsoever in terms of Casket's dedicated channel that wasn't a live stream? Why has there not been a get to know Alice video that was an hour long? Because I would eat that up. Casket, what do you say?
I'd say you're really throwing me in the fucking doghouse here, man. What the fuck?
You should. Alice doesn't get enough representation.
I want to say one thing. I'm looking at Casket, and the dent in your forehead looks like a seagull with his line.
You're so right. You're so fucking right.
Okay, in the
party
chat.
pooper, but I do have to leave to watch UFC.
Alright, man. You have a good one.
I hope you guys have a good night. All right.
I'm monstrous. We hate you.
Bye, man.
Probably fan one in the chat says congrats on the move, Casket.
Thank you.
He got 8 viewers. What the dingus?
Oh God. Hold on. Hold on.
How is this dingus?
Hold on. I just found some chicken strips.
How did you find chicken strips?
I mean, look, I found chicken strips. What can I say?
My flight is pink. Anything you want to say? The floor is yours. You might not. What are the chicken strips like, Casket?
Pretty good.
Also, I am very happy to inform you, and I'm gonna put this in the chat, and that people can look at the chat.
And it. Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh wait, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna join. I'm sorry.
Okay. And finally, society has come to the point where we have Skibidi Toilet Funko Pops. They are official. So if any Chinese company is is watching this video, please stop making the bootlegs.
You know what? I think that's enough chicken strips for me.
What?
I said I think there's enough chicken strips for me. Me.
You've had enough chicken strips, Casket?
Yeah.
Um. Okay, Casket. Here's an improv for you. I am. Let's see. I'm a plumber,
All right.
but I'm a plumber like sanctioned by the city. I come to your house and say, if you don't let me fix this toilet, your house will be condemned. But the problem is, you don't want me in this fucking trailer. You don't want me in this house trailer fixing this fucking toilet.
Well, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's just that you have this. You just block me. You're a blocking mechanism. You just block me. You say, "No way! You're not getting in here. You're not fixing this toilet." Can we do this improv?
I mean, we could try.
What if I do a really difficult thing and say, what if I replace myself with Alice? And Alice is the one who says, I need to come in here to replace this toilet. And you're the one who's saying, fuck no, you're not replacing the toilet.
Oh,
Okay,
if it were Alice, we
can
wouldn't
I
be
do
replacing the toilet.
She is
can
in
I
this
can I do can I
episode.
do my best fat plumber that probably wears his pants way too down and you can see his whole ass crack?
Please. And you and the casket have to have a like confrontation. You need to get in here to fix this toilet out when Casket is saying, no way, you're not fucking getting in here
Hold
to
on.
fix this toilet.
Hold on. We're having some technical difficulties. Give me
Is it
one
me?
second.
I'm sorry.
No, it's me.
I don't know. I feel like,
Probably me.
no, it's not you. My flight is pink. You haven't said anything.
No, it's on my end. Hold on. It's my OBS. Hold on. There we go.
I'm in a goddamn mountain.
There we
in the South.
go. Miss America.
I also live in technically the peak of a fucking mountain.
That's true.
What's it like living on a mountain? Okay, here's two different questions. I want to hear two different answers from Alice and My Flight is Pink. What's it like living on a mountain? Alice, you go first.
It's pretty cool because like you can roll things down your street. One time, I left a soccer ball outside and it rolled down and I could never find
My Flight is Pink.
It's cold most of the time, and it's not a project, but it's a different way of life to just go to a grocery store.
Casket, you haven't been the impetus much here. You haven't asked questions. What questions in terms of mountain living would you ask towards Alice and My Flight is Pink?
I don't know. Like, eventually, I plan to live in the mountains.
What would you ask?
I removing the tire.
I don't know. Maybe. It's not a bad idea.
Did you have any feelings towards mountains, Casket, and high altitude?
Oh, hold on. I found my chicken strips. Ah, fuck yeah. Chicken
I'll
strips.
say this.
I'm gonna go for 5 minutes. I have to do something, but I want to hear what's gonna go on for 5 minutes when I'm not here. So it's in your hands, Alice Beltran.
Um,
My Flight is Pink.
living in the city, I did that all my life. Then I moved out into the mountains with my girlfriend, soon to be wife. I kind of miss the city because everything's close, so now it's a pain in the dick to go to the grocery store. Like instead of going to the grocery store, you need milk, you got to make sure you have milk because if not, it's a 30-minute drive into town. If that makes sense.
Damn.
It's just another project to do. It's not like going down the street to pick up a pack of cigarettes or something.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
And it's cold.
I hate these dead streaks, but I have to say, I casket. If I said, who do you think my favorite casket verse character is? It would have been
Is it
casket.
Alice?
It really
Of course.
is. I
Alice.
love Alice in so many ways.
Don't worry, baby.
I
Get
love the
behind me. I got a
voice.
folding chair. Don't worry.
I don't know if Alice has a YouTube channel, but I just want to hear endlessly Alice talking about nonsense because I just love the voice so much. I want to hear more. Alice,
Alice should
you know,
Alice should have a YouTube channel.
I
can you
do.
talk about can you talk about anything dumb, Alice? I just want to hear it.
I know.
Yesterday night, after we weren't on live before, but we were just on a private. I had been kind of quizzing you. I was shocked. You really knew your stuff. I mean, in
Oh
terms of
yeah.
English, you really knew your stuff. I mean, you really, really, really knew your stuff. Because every word I was challenging on was a Germanic word. It's hard if you don't come from a Germanic language, and you knew them. And I'm just really surprised, Alice. You really know your onions. You should be a freaking
Man,
master.
I hate to cut in, but I think it's time we end the podcast.
If we had any
Yeah.
comments, yeah, we haven't since that last one, but yeah. If Casket says okay, we're gonna end it.
All right, everybody.
Should call my
I
friend.
hope you had a good time. I know we had a good time. And we will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.
Bam.